It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready. Time to get ready. Time to get ready. Whoa, wake up. It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready. It's time to get ready. Time to get ready. Time to get ready.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Off the Bench, sponsored by Diplomacy Clothing. Negotiate with style with Diplomacy Clothing. I'm rocking one of their famous hats over here right now. Great hat. You can get it on their website, which you can find on their Instagram page at Diplomacy Clothing. Spelled just like it how it sounds, at Diplomacy Clothing on Instagram. They also have great face masks in the time of COVID. Obviously, some states are opening back up, but that doesn't mean you shouldn't be safe. Go to Diplomacy Clothing and get your face mask today. All right. So, baseball is getting closer to coming back. And the MLB owners have decided to have a plan. And basically, it's up to the Players Association to approve it. So the owners already, just some backstory. The players have already taken almost, I believe, a 50% pay cut because of lack of play and lack of games. So they're not getting the same pay that they would get ordinarily. But with this new deal, according to Ken Rosenthal of The Athletic, the season would start around July 4th of July, which is great for fans. I mean, what better way to ring in baseball again than the 4th of July? Barbecues, baseball, it's great. Great idea. Great date. And I know Dan Patrick has been for weeks, he's been saying, look out for July 4th. Look out for July 4th. That's the date for baseball to come back. So, according to the plan that the owners have proposed, and they have approved on, spring training will come back around mid-June. So that gives players around 2 to 3 weeks to have spring training, because since spring training stopped and we missed the start of the regular season, a lot of players have been saying they need about 2 to 3 weeks to basically get back into baseball mode and start playing again. So this gives them that time period before July 4th, mid-June. Fits that 2 to 3 week window that a lot of players have been talking about. Unfortunately, because the season would actually start on July 4th, the All-Star game would be canceled. So no All-Star game this year if this goes through the Players Association. And now we get to the big issue, the salaries. Because remember, the players already took a huge pay cut to not play and just wait until the play starts coming out. Now, the teams are proposing that the players receive a percentage of their 2020 salaries based on a 50-50 split of revenues that MLB will receive during the regular season and postseason. And this was on May 7th that the owners asked the players to reduce their pay. We'll get into it later, but some players love the idea, other players don't. And I don't think I've seen any players that love it. But this is where the issue starts, because you already asked the players to take a pay cut of 50%. And now you're asking them to go 50-50 on whatever revenue shares would be left from the July 4th start date, or spring training start date if you want to be realistic, to October, basically, until the end of the season. And this would be what, a 100 game season? A lot of fans have been saying that this season, whatever happens with this season, there's going to be an asterisk around the champion, because it's a shortened season. You didn't play all 162 games. It doesn't count if you don't play a full season. To that I say, shut the fuck up. You're getting baseball back. Doesn't matter if it's 100 games or 50 games. You're gonna get baseball back. You just gotta win the number of games that are on your schedule enough to qualify for the playoffs, and then win the World Series. to me, that's a moot point. And I know Mariano Rivera said that now with the season going to be shortened, that the winner of the 2020 World Series isn't going to be a real champ, which is just hilarious after we went through the Houston Astros scandal. So that's hilarious to me that he would even make such a suggestion. So I don't care. The champ's going to be the champ, whether it's the Yankees, Dodgers, whoever. They're going to be the champ. And I know Yankees fans, the minute we win that World Series, if it's this year, especially if it's this year, all this talk about, oh, there's an asterisk because it wasn't a full season. Like, no, we're not going to give a fuck. We're like, yeah, we're still the champs. Like, no one gives a fuck if it's 100, 162. Yeah, sure, we would have liked to have a full regular season of games, but that's not what happened. And that's not the reality of the situation. Just like if players go on strike, they're going to go on strike for a number of games. Either the owners get replacement players, which remember happened in the 90s, and either they get replacement players and we get baseball with not so great players, or the players come back at some point in the season and they finish out that regular season. Happens in baseball, happens in basketball, happens in football. There's no reason that the champions of that sport should have an asterisk. The season should have an asterisk just because of a strike, or in this case, a pandemic that affect the entire planet. And a lot of us are getting our fix in with Korean baseball, staying up till 1 in the morning, waking up at 4 or 5 in the morning just to watch some baseball. So this is good news so far. However, the problem with the revenue split is that, according to Bleacher Report in the article by Tyler Conway, the issue with the revenue split in Major League Baseball is that Major League Baseball runs on a more free market. So, as we all know, baseball doesn't have a salary cap. They pretty much shell out whatever contracts they deem worthy, no matter the price, no matter the length. And because of this, it would make it really difficult for a revenue split for the players, because while they say owners get 50-50, the owners' 50 could really be larger than the players' 50, even though you're technically cutting it right down the middle. Unlike leagues like the NBA, which is considering a comeback and pulling their players up, reportedly, there's really not a set price for the players of Major League Baseball to get a guaranteed money amount of money from this revenue split. So any money that would be paid over that split, the owners would recoup that money. And if baseball comes back as planned, it's definitely going to be without fans. There's going to be no fans in attendance, which sucks because where I'm moving to, I would love to make a drive over to wherever the baseball games would be in Florida, and it would be great. But unfortunately, I can't do that. There's also the problem with the players putting themselves at risk, and this is where I come to the Blake Snell issue. So, Major League Baseball obviously is they want to appease the fans. They want to say, here's baseball, guys. We got it back. The players are going to take a pay cut. It is what it is. Let's get some baseball going. And Blake Snell came out and said that he doesn't want to risk his life. And just give me 1 second while I get his exact quote. But basically what Blake Snell is saying is that basically him and all the other baseball players will be risking their lives, even without fans, just to come out and play baseball for an already reduced price. So, like I mentioned before, you already got a reduced half price in salary because of the delayed start. Now you're asking for a revenue split so you can recoup money, but it's from the players' side, it's looking like the owners would benefit more from this 50-50 split of revenue. And this is the exact quote that Blake Snell said. He said, quote, "For me to take a pay cut is not happening because the risk is through the roof. It's a shorter season. No, I've got to get my money. I'm not playing unless I get mine." And Snell isn't the only one. Trevor Bauer has been pretty much the face of going against Manfred in Major League Baseball. Bauer just pretty much tore the proposal a new one. And he said that, quote, "The ask is basically taking more risk by getting back sooner and take less pay than we've already agreed. We've already agreed to take 50% pay cut, and now they're asking us to take another pay cut, the 50-50 revenue split. It has never been done in baseball. It's not collectively bargained. It would just be for this season. It doesn't sit well with me. Slightly lighthearted, but if I'm going to have to trust my salary to Rob Manfred marketing the game to make more money for the game, I am out on that." And Bauer isn't the only one. Blake Snell has been, he's also threatened to sit out this season. A lot of Mark Teixeira of ESPN has said that the players shouldn't fight this, that they should just go ahead for the love of the fans, for the love of baseball. And, you know, in one sense, I get it. You know, you're already not getting the money for this one season. And a lot of people have lost their jobs. Unemployment is through the roof. And, you know, it's understandable where, as an athlete, this is your only source of income. You're not an entrepreneur where you're selling something on Instagram, then selling something on Twitter or whatever the case may be. But for Blake Snell and Trevor Bauer, one of the top pitchers in Major League Baseball today, to come out against Major League Baseball is striking. And you wonder how many more players are going to join them in this crusade against Major League Baseball. And it's really shocking now that MLB even said that as they're working towards this deal, if a player on whatever team does indeed test positive for coronavirus, that player will be separated from the team, quarantined, all that good stuff, but the game will not be stopped. So if, let's say, the Yankees or Red Sox are playing and, I don't know, Gary Sanchez ends up being positive, Gary Sanchez will now become quarantined. He will become isolated until he's better. Everyone else will continue to get tested, but they will keep playing games. So now that I mentioned that, I think you guys get more of an understanding of why the players are not as likely to try to... I don't think this is going to go through after reading all of this, especially after Blake Snell and Trevor Bauer. And Trevor Bauer, God bless Trevor Bauer. He's been adamant against Rob Manfred since the Houston Astros scandal. He was very against Manfred for the punishments he gave out to Houston, to Boston. He's very against everything, pretty much, of Rob Manfred's existence, more particularly his marketing standpoint. And he's been very defensive of Mike Trout, who is arguably, if not the best player in baseball right now, no question about it. And the thing that comes back in this plan is the social distancing measures. Obviously, leagues have enough money as Jeff Bezos almost, who's damn near a trillionaire. So they have the funds to have doctors, to have the test done on site. I think UFC had it within 24 hours, and then they tested him again for another 24 hours. I forget the gentleman's name, but the UFC fighter who tested positive for coronavirus, turned out one of his family members had coronavirus, and he got infected from there. But I'm off track now. And just recently, Bryce Harper, who was up there with Mike Trout on the face of baseball, he came out and backed Blake Snell's comments. So it's going to be interesting because a lot of us fans want baseball to come back, but at what point are we just being selfish and asking these players to put their lives at risk, their health at risk, for our entertainment? And you look at the NFL. The NFL is one league that I'm going to keep my eye on, and you guys should too. They are going ahead full steam, as if the coronavirus thing is going to get taken care of by the time August comes, by the time the preseason comes. And if it's not, they apparently are ready for simulated crowds, simulated crowd noises, simulated noises of all kinds, and it's going to be interesting because that's for them not to even delay the season, let alone, we're not even talking about college football. Who knows what's going to happen with college football? But back to baseball, it's two sides to this: the financial side and the medicine side. Because how can you ensure the safety of the players if you're starting within a little over a month at the time of recording? And how can the players get compensated fairly? Because now what you're doing, you already shut down single A and double A. Triple A, I don't think is going to happen either. I don't know if it got reported there. I don't follow Triple A like that, so forgive me. But if those players aren't going to play, but the majors are going to play, if, let's say, Blake Snell, Trevor Bauer, and Bryce Harper all sit out this season, then do the AAA guys take their spots? What's going on there? And how do we? And the thing with baseball that a lot of people don't realize, a lot of the managers are in the older age range. So these are a lot of older folks. The players are young, but the managers are older people. So we got to look at their health as well. So it's a whole crazy thing. I just wanted to go through it with you guys. Let me know what you guys think. If you're listening on Spotify, thanks for listening. If you're watching on YouTube, hit me in the comments. What do you think is going to happen? Are we going to get baseball on the 4th of July? Is this going to happen? Are we going to barbecue and watch the Yankees? Or are we going to barbecue and watch any form of baseball at all? Is basketball going to come back? What's going to happen? The question I'm going to lay out: is baseball coming back 4th of July? Let me know in the comments. Thank you guys so much for listening. It's been a while since I've done one of these solo. Roland had some... He's on a... What do they call it? He's on assignment. So thank you guys for subscribing and listening, liking the video, following on Spotify. Like us on Facebook at Off the Bench Pod. Follow us on Instagram. Yes, we have an Instagram at Off the Bench Pod. You'll find our logo, which is the logo for our YouTube page, and our Spotify page. Find that logo, you'll find us. Thanks for listening.